I seen today that we signed Anthony Miller onto the squad. So Nagy, somebody he's familiar with. They're gonna try to probably get him going as well, right? He's a proven guy. They know what they have in him. Is that somebody that may supersede Justin Ross coming in probably the next couple of weeks? And especially if you're getting something out of the guy. And like I said, he's been in Nagy's offense. Nagy knows him really well. That relationship is important. That relationship is really important. So, I don't know how Justin Ross fits in this whole thing. I just don't. It sounds good. It'd be good if he gets in. But like I was saying before, him getting things taken care of off the field was priority. So he could go ahead and concentrate what's on the field. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how everything's going to play out.
Yeah, and I was going to bring up the Anthony Miller thing. like a lot of people, I don't know, fan bases, like they think if a guy gets dropped and stuff, it's like he's a bum, and it's ridiculous because if you look at the guy's measurables, I mean, obviously with 28 teams when he was drafted, but ran a 4.48, 40-inch vertical. The guy has shown productivity in the Bears offense, and much like Richie James, that's an offense that it was Nagy at the helm. But I mean, you watch these Pittsburgh games, you see what Mr. Trubisky's doing. I mean, it's tough to produce when you have a quarterback, who's not, he's not the best. And then you talk about what Richie James had to do in New York with Daniel Jones. I mean, these are guys who produce with limited quarterbacks. So Anthony Miller, give him a go with Kansas City. And, it's going to take a couple of weeks to probably get acclimated with obviously the verbiage. It's probably somewhat different with Andy. But, I think it's a guy who's shown flashes, an athletic kid. I mean, you watch some of his highlight reel back in Memphis and then back in what he did with Chicago. I mean, he's a second-round pick for a reason, Yeah.
Well, you give him a small package, things that he can do immediately that, that he's familiar with. And so possibly Nagy would try to get him up to speed. Like, hey, listen, this is what it was in our offense. This is how we called it. They probably actually should be some carryover from what Nagy was doing and probably some of the calls as well. So, if he comes in and gives us something, then that's a good thing. They sign him for a reason, right? You don't sign a guy unless you're going to, utilize him. And so that's the whole intent of it is, hey, we're bringing the guy in here because we believe that he's going to be an add-on to what we've been doing. And so if you lose a Sky Moore, if McCole Harmon's not ready, you start searching to get guys in here who can take those reps. But when you're looking at it right now, we got Rashid Rice, we got Justin Watson, we have Richie James, we got MVS,
Tony,
Kadarius Toney. So those are the guys that we got. Those five are capable of doing what they need to do. So you have the sixth guy coming in, whether it be Anthony Miller or Justin Ross. I think those guys come in, for a reserve role, right? But these are the things you try to build on right now, and it's going into the playoffs on how a guy fits. But if you bring in a guy this late in the season, you're trying to get the guy to play. Okay, he's just not fitting the role to take on practice reps. They got practice squad guys. So we're looking for Anthony Miller to probably come in. I'm not even saying this week. He might get in this week. You might be surprised. He might get in this week and doing some things, maybe special teams wise or whatever. But if Nagy trusts Anthony Miller more than a Justin Watson or Justin Ross, then I think it's the way you got to go. And it's on the coach's field. This is what it's all about. It's why coaching is very important. If a coach has a trust in a player, he's just gonna go ahead and take a chance on it. He's gonna roll the dice with him, roll the dice. So, but my thing is, like I said before, rolling the dice on Richie James to me is a more practical matter.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Anthony Miller, it's one thing I like about him. Because our offense, I mean, it's a lot of young guys, but Miller is one of these guys. I mean, he's been around since 2018, but kind of has an attitude. He's been ejected a few times during games and stuff. Sometimes you need some of that guy, someone who's gonna light a fire in that room and have some juice. And it's oftentimes, yes, during a game you don't want to see your guy get ejected or flagged or whatever, but sometimes you need a little guy like that. You're kind of like a dog, like a PJ Tucker or Patrick Beverly kind of guy.
What did he get ejected for? What was it?
I think it was like one of the ones I remember. He got into a dude's face after catching a ball, and then they like got face to face, and he shoved the guy. He like pushed the guy like one of those hand punches to the face, to the other guy's face mask. And I think he got ejected for that. That was one of the times, but like
that's Memphis right there, boy.
Yeah, right. It is.
Yeah, that's Memphis.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a great signing at this late in the season. A guy who already knows the system for the most part with being with Nagy. I think it's a great signing. I know a lot of people want to crap on it, and there's a lot of people who are. I think I tweeted a video of him catching like a one-handed ball, and then some of the stuff of him exercising some of his abilities. And people are like, "Oh man, that guy hasn't done anything in like 3 years." It's like, okay, well, nah. On one hand, these fan base wants a receiver, but when we do get one, it's, that guy's not good enough. We're not going to get Mike Evans at this point in the season, guys. It's not happening.
Yeah. No, but there's a lot of guys out there on the street that could probably do a little bit, has a little bit more, history or better numbers than Anthony Miller. And I think that might be their argument.
Jarvis Landry.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Jarvis Landry, he's just one of them. There's several guys like that out there right now. Question is, have these guys been staying in shape? That's another thing. When you bring a guy this late in the season, he's got to be in shape. Has he been working out? Does he know the system? So what you do is you try to get somebody who is already maybe up on one, because it's like, okay, well, he's been staying in moderate shape, but he knows the system. Okay. So it gives him a nod as opposed to somebody else we had to bring in and teach him the whole thing all over again, right? The verbiage and whatnot. So, no, hey, man, look, if that joker comes in and catch 2 balls, I'm happy. 3, if he does anything like that, that's adding into what we can do. And so he looks like he has a good feel for, the game, like route running. He's got good hands. He's made plays, at least on the highlights that I've seen. Mm-hmm. Just a little sample size that I got from watching him. So that's promising. That's promising. Pat would love another, option to throw to.
Why not? Yeah, seriously. Another guy you try out there. And also we talk about this guy's been around since 2018, so he's not a rookie and he's not a young buck anymore. He's been for 5 years. So and he knows the system. So and look at his numbers too. So obviously, and I think you're right. I mean, he already does kind of know the system. So that's getting a guy up to speed like Jarvis Landry, who's never played with Nagy or played with Andy Reid. He was a veteran, but kind of, we all know the complexity of this offense. Miller kind of already knows a little bit about this offense, about the system. So it'll be easier to kind of adjust to that if we want to get him in. But the 3 years he played with Nagy, so 2018, rookie year, 33 catches, 423 yards, 7 touchdowns. 2019, 52 catches, 656 yards, 2 touchdowns. And 2020, 49 catches, 485 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, the guy that does produce. So
no, it's respectable numbers. It's respectable numbers right there. So if I'm looking at him and then I look at everybody else in the offense, he's probably the second or third most accomplished guy that we have as far as receiving.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. And also looking at it, and they use him in a little bit of I don't know if these are jet sweeps or whatnot, but he had some carries too. The rookie season, 6 carries, 26 yards. Second year, he didn't get many carries, or he only got 1 carry. And then third year, he had 2 carries, 12 yards. So, they do use him out of the backfield a little bit. Can be used.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.